How you doing, everybody? Hope you're having a great day, and welcome back to Nerd Info. Depending on the time you're watching this, hope you had a great Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. Welcome back to another video of me bringing characters from other media into D&D. So today we're going to be doing Atreus, aka Loki from God of War and God of War Ragnarök. If you haven't played God of War Ragnarök, I would suggest you play it and then come back. I've already played it, I finished the storyline, and I'm doing the side quest in my other channel, Average at Best Gaming, which will be linked in the description below. So please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy this content. I have looked at the comments before in the previous videos, and I'm going to be making characters based on them soon. So with that out of the way, let's get on to it. So as the name suggests, we're going to be taking Atreus, aka Loki. For race, I chose variant human. I was gonna go with the custom lineage, but variant human seemed pretty much better. Another choice would be Goliath, as they're half giant, half human, but variant human suited better for me. So, for stats, we're gonna be using the standard array. Now you can roll for your stats, but keep the order as I have. Keep them as the same priority level. So at 15 we'll have wisdom, 14 we have dexterity, 13 we have constitution, 12 we have strength, 10 intelligence, and 18 charisma. And why I chose these three main stats for wisdom, dexterity, and constitution will be made clear later on. So for the ability points, we can choose to increase. I chose 1 in dexterity and 1 in strength to bring those up, as strength might be useful a little bit for us. As for feat, I chose sharpshooter because Atreus uses a bow, so meaning range attacks, and sharpshooter will probably help us. Skills, I chose animal handling. Animal handling mainly for basically she's handling with animals. If you played the first game, especially the second game, there's a lot of animal handling going on. For languages, chose giant. He's half giant. So now to choose the first class. For level 1, I chose ranger. Now from level 1 to level 5 we will be a ranger. Mainly this signifies his basically the first game. This signifies the first game. So at level 1 we will get proficiencies. The first proficiency I chose was athletics, and the second investigation, and the third nature. Then we get the favored enemy feature, where I chose beasts, because in the first game we were mainly hunting beasts. We don't go looking for monsters, we're mainly on a hunt, if you remember the first part of the game. Language, chose Elvish, as they are one of the races in God of War. Natural Explorer, I chose Forest, as the home around the area around the home is normally mainly a forest, let's just face it. Or you could choose Mountain if you want to. Level 2, we get a fighting style, and I chose Archery. So like as a thing, and then we also get spellcasting. Now for spellcasting, we get level 1 spells, which is Cure Wounds, Hunter's Mark, and Zephyr Strike. But not Zephyr Strike, sorry, just 2. Zephyr Strike is for level 3. Cure Wounds and Hunter's Mark. And then we get to level 3, we choose our archetype. I chose Fey Wanderer, but there were other ones which you can do. I chose Fey Wanderer mainly for the extra spell added list, and I don't know, it's like the animals and Fey kind of went together. We also get Primal Awareness, we get Dreadful Strikes, Fey Wanderer Magic basically. That's the main reason. And the Otherworldly Glamour, which gives us Deception. And as mentioned before, we take Zephyr Strike as our spell, and then we move on to level 4. This is where we get to choose our feat or an ability point increase. Now I haven't used our feat after the first one we get because of our race, so all the advancements from here on would be ability points. So we get 2. I chose 1 in constitution and 1 in wisdom, mainly because of the ranger class casting feature. And then we get to level 5, where we'll get the extra attack. Now this is very important, mainly because Atreus is a very competent archer, so the extra attack will help. And we get another spell, and I chose Find Traps. Okay, and then we move on to level 6. This is where we take the Druid subclass, and from here on out it's all going to be just Druid. This signifies as the second game, as I feel like he's more of a Druid in the second game, with all the magic and stuff going around, basically. So we learn the language Druidic, and we also gain spellcasting. First level Druid, so spellcasting will be Druidcraft and Resistance for our cantrips. And for our spells, we will take Charm Person, Speak with Animals, Entangle, Detect Magic, because, well, they kind of go with Atreus' theme, basically. The Entangle part kind of belongs to Freya, but it doesn't help. I mean, it helps in combat. And then we move on to level 7, where we get Wild Shape, which is very important. And we also get to choose a Druid Circle, which is Circle of the Moon. I don't think that is a big surprise to anyone. And we also get another spell, which will be Long Strider. That was just my choice, but you can choose whichever. We also get Combat Wild Shapes, and we get Circle Forms. And we don't get any more spells other than Long Strider, so that's another thing. At level 8, we don't get anything except for another spell, which I chose the level 2 Locate Object. Mainly, this is more thematic as you search for objects in the game. Level 9, we get to add ability points, which is 2 of them, and I chose 1 in Dexterity, 1 in Wisdom, raising your spellcasting ability and you're making you more dexterous. We get more spells, so for the cantrip I chose Thunderclap, and for the other spell I chose Hold Person. So now let's move on to level 10. And at level 10 we don't get any feature, but we do get another spell we can add, and I chose Dispel Magic, which is always a plus. At level 11 we get Primal Strike and Circle Forms. And let's see, for a spell we get Sleet Storm, which I've seen being played at a very good effect, especially against flying creatures. So this might be a surprise for your DM or your opponents. For level 13 we get Wild Shape improvement, which basically, as it sounds, it improves our Wild Shape. We also get to increase our ability points, and I chose 1 in Constitution and 1 in Dexterity. And at level did I skip level 12? I think, yeah, in level 12, sorry, my bad. At level 12 we get another spell, which I chose Charm Monster, and at level 13 we get Dominate Beast, which I don't know, makes sense for a druid, I guess, to have. Level 14 we don't get any feature, but we do get this another spell we can add, and I chose Greater Restoration. Now this signifies all those revival stones that we have, that if Kratos dies and Atreus can basically revive him back. So, thematically, I guess. At level 15 we get Elemental Wild Shape, which is pretty amazing. And then we also get another spell to add for cantrips, and I chose Primal Savagery. Now you can choose anything else, but Primal Savagery can give you a boost. And we can also add another spell, and I chose Tree Stride to signify him basically moving through Yggdrasil. And let's see, next up we have level 16, where we don't get anything basically, unless I'm mistaken. And at level 17 we get 2 ability point increases, which I chose Constitution and Wisdom. And let's see, for our spells I chose Druid Grove and Transport via Plants. And then we move on to level 18, and we only get a spell, which is Primal, which I chose as Primal Ward. It just sounded great. And we also gain another spell, I guess we can put in, which is Plane Shift, again signifying them moving through Yggdrasil. And at level 19 we get 1000 Forms as a feature. And then we also get another spell to add, and I chose Regenerate. I mainly chose this because if you played God of War Ragnarök, he does show the ability to regenerate, as seen by Kratos in the first game when he was fighting Baldur. So, and now we reach level 20. We don't get a feature, mainly because at this point we'll be, I think, level 15 for Druid. So we can only add a spell, which I chose Feeble Mind. Now some of the spells don't make sense for Atreus as a thematic choice, but you can change them if you want. This is more of a freehand version than the one I did for Cyro Org and Jason Asano. So now let's go into D&D Beyond and see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the character sheet in D&D Beyond. This is what your stats will look like. Now I try not to have any negative bonuses, but for this one I chose to have Charisma as the negative bonus because I don't think you'll be using Charisma at all. Mainly due to maybe some interactions with other people, but in a fight probably not. Your armor class, I'll show you why your armor class is this much. So before that, let's get to inventory. So for your equipment, let's see, for armor I chose the studded leather armor, the +3 version, and one of the I chose dancing short sword. So you can attune to it mainly. So basically it signifies the sword that was given to us by Odin that belonged to Frey in God of War Ragnarök. You also can choose some rings. I chose a ring of cold resistance and a ring of warmth. Now both kind of require attunement, so you can choose one or the other. And I also chose a ring of free action to basically not hinder you, so you won't get any your movement basically won't be impeded. And for your weapon I chose the vicious longbow, because it was the best I could find. As you can see here, this is the attunement section. I have the ring of free action and the dancing short sword tuned right now. Let's see, and let's see what week else do I have to show you. Okay, feel like oh yeah. So for our background, I chose Outlander, because it's the one that made sense to me. The feature I chose was Wanderer. You have basically excellent memory of maps and geography. That's the main reason. So, like I said, very thematic choice. Now, I don't think there's anything else I can add. To me, this character sheet looks pretty good. I tried to get the ability points to 20 for any one of them, but mainly since we're multi-classing, so I couldn't do that. But if you have any ideas and if you're rolling, maybe you'll have better luck than me. I'm still not satisfied with this build. I feel like I could do more with it, but while making this sheet, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. Maybe there's some improvements you can suggest in the comments down below. And yeah, that's gonna be it probably for this. Oh yeah, so yeah, the background I forgot. The background gives us skill proficiencies, 2 of them. One of them is survival, the other one you can choose, and I chose medicine to basically a thematic reason, as he knows a lot about medicine. And I think that's gonna be it. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any suggestions. Like I said before, the suggestions made in the last 2 videos, I'll be making them soon. And that's gonna be it. Check out my gameplay of God of War Ragnarök. It's not done yet. You might be seeing some less uploads later on, mainly because it's really busy for my other jobs. For my day jobs right now, seasonal time is always busy. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Please, like I said, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any tips and tricks, if you have any suggestions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!